We're deeply sorry for the impact that we've caused to customers, to travelers, to anyone affected by this, including our companies. So we know what the issue is. We're resolving and have resolved the issue now. It's recovering systems that are out there.
And you were just hearing from the CEO of CrowdStrike apologizing after a software update caused a major tech outage across the world, affecting airlines, hospitals, banks, 911 systems, and government services. To put it simply, it's considered one of the biggest IT outages in history. Thanks so much for joining us for your Friday evening. I'm Faith Jesse.
And I'm Jennifer Bellamy. That outage happened overnight, but we are still feeling the impacts this evening. We have team coverage for you explaining what went wrong and what's being done now to get things back up and running to normal. Let's go first to our Bobeth Yates to explain how this happened. And Bobeth, a lot of people didn't even know what CrowdStrike was until this morning, but we are seeing now just how many businesses, facilities, and government agencies really rely on it.
That's exactly right, Jennifer. Pretty much most Windows computers were impacted by this issue. Not Macs and not Linux, but CrowdStrike officials say they are working on a fix. Still, many in the cyber industry are just surprised.
The system was sent an update, and that update had a software bug in it and caused an issue with the Microsoft operating system.
CrowdStrike CEO George Kurtz explained how a glitch in its software caused a global outage, stretching across a wide range of industries. And Emory University Information Systems professor Ron Chalapa says the impacts are far-reaching.
If your stock market is using this, that goes down. That affects millions of people. If airlines are using this for their reservation and scheduling, that goes down. So that affects millions of people. So the impact of all these things is on a wide variety of folks in the market.
The software update left computers using Microsoft software with the blue screen of death and unable to boot up. So what is CrowdStrike and how could this happen?
You have these different computers that employees use. Now employees, they're subject to phishing attacks, etc. Install this software and so on, and they might try to do some of those things. Something like CrowdStrike, if they have a sensor on it, it ensures that you are not doing anything that the IT security doesn't allow. And therefore, you are able to kind of monitor and make sure nothing abnormal is installed.
Chalapa says at least 30,000 major companies use the antivirus software, and many of them spent portions of Friday trying to get their systems back online, most reverting to a previous version of the software. And while CrowdStrike officials say they are also working with individual companies on a more permanent fix, many in the cyber industry wonder how such a massive error could take place.
Normally, when a software update is done, the firm does alphas and betas and multiple versions of testing before it is actually pushed out. So it's rather surprising that a cybersecurity firm that is so important today, that this would have happened.
Now, since learning about the problem, CrowdStrike again has said they have deployed a patch to help with the systems. They're also advising people to go around the problem by just starting their computer in safe mode. Again, a more permanent solution is in the works. Live in Midtown, Bobeth Yates, 11 Alive News.
Doug Richards continuing our team coverage tonight out at Hartsfield-Jackson, where, Doug, tech issues leaving travelers stranded for hours today. We can imagine how frustrating it is. What is that situation like out there tonight?
It was pretty rough all day. This cyber outage here at the airport obviously affected airlines, but we know it also affected hotels and some banks and even some news organizations and other businesses. It created enough havoc that it rippled through pretty much the entire schedule here at the airport. Morning aerial footage of Hartsfield-Jackson Airport showed planes at a standstill, parked at gates, unable to fly. Inside the airport, hundreds of people stood in a line that promised nothing tangible except a conversation with a gate agent.
No, I'm not getting on any flight. I'm trying to see if I can get a new flight. I'm in the agent assist line.
Nina Simone Warner of East Point had been headed to a Bible convention in Detroit until her flight was abruptly canceled.
That link isn't working. The Delta app is down completely. nothing is working at all. So my best hope is to stay in this line because any of the technical things are not working out.
The Atlanta standstill was part of a worldwide problem, illustrated by a map that showed airborne planes thinning out as the airlines grappled with computer outages. En route to Peru, Haley Hoffman found herself in the agent assist line after an unexpected stay in Atlanta overnight.
I was very fortunate to get a hotel room last night, but then the hotel system went down just as I was about to check in. So I got to my hotel at 1 a.m. this morning, and I didn't get a room until 4 a.m.
We've been here since 1 o'clock yesterday, going to Alaska to SeaWorld to go on a cruise.
Cassandra Wynn of Lawrenceville's unexpected stay at Atlanta's airport was pushing 24 hours. Their cruise ship leaves later today, whether they're on it or not.
This was a bucket list trip for me, my husband, and my sister Kelly, me, Eric, and her. And we have friends that are already there that we were going to meet up with. So they're at the cruise ship now, waiting on us.
Gosh, Doug, do we know how helpful these airlines have been?
Well, certainly Delta Airlines has issued a system whereby passengers who were unable to get on planes today have 5 days to book new travel and still get it at the same rate that they paid for the flights they missed today. Anybody who's flown lately knows that planes are crowded. It will be a challenge for everybody.
Certainly going to be a domino effect. Doug, thank you so much for bringing us that angle. Another big question people have tonight is how this tech outage may be impacting your money or your bank. 11 Alive's Molly Oak joining us live tonight. And Molly, you have some tips from one financial expert.
Top tips from a financial expert you can take to the bank. The first, don't panic.
Because we're all being affected.
Andrew Poulos says if you're worried about problems at your bank,
banks will make you whole. If there's issues, of course, if you've set auto pay, if your paycheck doesn't deposit in your bank account timely and you have, for example, some sort of bills that are returned NSF, that will take time to play out. You'll need to reach out to your bank, have a conversation with them.
And if you're a small business and you're trying to file your sales tax.
Until the Department of Revenue gets their website up and running again, functional, you're probably going to experience some sort of outage. Be patient.
The state says most who file sales taxes are required to pay electronically, meaning customers and businesses have to wait till the system is back up to process payment. Officials say they can address potential penalties if things are still down on the deadline, which is Monday. But officials say they hope that won't be needed.
It will be interesting to see how they handle things if their systems are not back up by Monday and small businesses or all businesses can't file timely sales tax filings and systems automatically will assess penalties. So this could have a dramatic effect come next week, just locally, not only globally.
And finally, if you do have issues making any payments or accessing things online,
if you go online and it says you get some sort of error message, take a screenshot of that, right? You want to have some proof that you at least attempted to go on and remit your sales tax or your payroll tax deposit in a timely manner. That way you have some recourse to be able to fight those penalties when those get assessed, in the coming days or weeks.
and I did just check in on the Department of Revenue's website. It still has that same error message that there's no ETA on when it will get fixed ahead of that deadline on Monday. Reporting live in Atlanta, Molly Oak, 11 Alive News.
Well, right now on 11alive.com, we have a list of all businesses and services still impacted by this outage. You'll find everything you need to know right there on our homepage.